I wouldn't say the journey is easy, but what happened was I set a goal and I achieved it because I believed in myself and I tried really, really hard. I put in just so much sweat and tears.
You know, when you say that, well, I ran, 2.4K and then I became a national athlete shortly after. So I just feel there is like a lot in between. How did you find the inner resources? How did you deal? Did you had any setback? Did you feel down, or did you lose, belief sometimes on the way of becoming national athlete? So how did you overcome all of that?
Yeah. So let me start the story. When I became I think more physical, right? Like just having a more active lifestyle, that was really to transform myself. I think one of the things I said earlier was to transform myself physically. And therefore the transformation then would flow into other aspects of my life. I also wanted to be a role model for my children. I think that is very important. And especially because they're girls, I want them to know that physically we're not weaker. And that is one thing that I never believed. And in fact, I dare say I'm faster than most of the men in Singapore when it comes to running.
Congratulations.
I know. And so I do take pride in that when I say that, because we are not the weaker sex. So we shouldn't brand ourselves that way or think that way. We should
I'm getting
reframe.
goosebumps.
Now we should reframe our thinking.
Yeah.
So that's number one, reframe your thinking. Anytime you want to start a new goal, a new dream, you got to reframe that thinking. So my daughters were, I believe, key factors to why I wanted to become national athlete.
It was for them to show
them that we are not the weaker sex. And there's so much opportunities out there. We don't have to sell ourselves short because of our age, because of what we think people think of us, or what we choose to or have belief in ourselves, right? We can reframe that. We can rewrite the story, the narrative, anytime. Yeah. Another thing was because in 2015 is where we held the SEA Games in Singapore.
Games, yeah.
It was here where I witnessed one of our athletes winning the marathon, and it was just amazing. It was amazing to be there to witness his glory, his win. And I was sitting with and I still remember today, I was sitting with my children at the closing ceremony of the SEA Games 2015. I looked at them in the eye and I said, the next game, I will not be just a spectator, but I will be a participant. I will don the national colors and I will run for Singapore.
And you did it.
And I did it.
You did it.
I did it. I wouldn't say I truly believe in it, that it was achievable or attainable. What I believe is that I could overcome all difficulties and challenges. Maybe I wouldn't hit the goal. And even if I don't hit my goal, I would have made a lot of progress, whether it's in my running, in my life. Like the transformation would flow to the rest of the other aspects of my life. And that was what I was really reaching for. Not so much the destination, but the journey. Yeah. And I think it was lovely that I attained the goal. But what really made me really happy is that my children get to witness it.
That Mommy did it.
Yes. And that they heard me say, I'm going to do it. And they witnessed it become into fruition when in 2 years, I made that happen.
Oh, congratulations. I mean, that's quite remarkable. Yeah. But I'm also curious, how did it change you when you say that, right? You achieved the goal, you were working so hard, you learned to be the master of your physical body, to control your body more. So how did it change you as a person?
I think I got stronger mentally, because the physical change is obvious. I mean, you get stronger, you get, your muscle tone and all that. But I think what really, the transformation that I was craving for is that mental resilience, emotional resilience, just being able to become invincible in that sense. No matter what setbacks or challenges or life throws at you, that you're able to overcome it. Because if you can overcome this little physical challenges, right? I mean, it's difficult at my age. Like you said, I didn't start when I was young. I started when I was in my 30s. I was dealing with perhaps longer time to recover.
Injuries, potential,
Injuries,
right? Because
that's
you're
right.
not trained.
Yes. And I was also juggling work and training
and motherhood.
and children. Yeah,
Right.
that's right. So there's a lot of things on my plate. And I think if I could manage all that well, then really I can do anything. I felt invincible.
You're like a superwoman.
I did.
Yes.
I think I've shared this with you. Running allows me, an ordinary woman, do extraordinary things. I know, and I love that journey of mine, and I'm so appreciative that I had that calling to transform myself, and I use running as a tool, I suppose, in this sense, or a platform where I use it to transform myself. And I think right now I dare say I'm really different from who I am in 2011 and now in 2023. And I really love who I have become.
Do you feel it's also changed you as a parent? Are you a different parent as a result?
My kids were really young then, and they have grown in this journey with me. And they've always thought of mommy as like the superwoman, right?
Well, I said it.
She
yes,
runs,
you are a superwoman,
yeah,
clearly.
she runs. Clearly, she can run. So sometimes
and
when
she can win, not
and
just
she
run.
can win. That's right. That's right. Sometimes when I go for my training, and they were like, "How long will you be away? How long are you running?" I'll be like, "I think today I'm doing like 17." Oh, it's just 17. So
Not a big deal.
Yeah, not a big deal. And I love that because it allows them to see that these numbers are not scary. In terms of, physical, like running, these numbers are not scary. And so I hope sometimes when they think about their goals and their dreams, they would think that, if mommy had done that, this is not scary. It's something that I can do too. I want to be that inspiration.
I love how you just really, motivated by being a role model to your girls. I mean, it's just like so sweet and, warm-hearted.
Yeah.